They do lightning evangelism and immerse people and then move on to the next territory to find other people to immerse. Okay, churches have become more concerned in immersing people in water than making them disciples of Christ because they see baptism as the main mandate. Now let's go with the command, okay? We know that this is the Great Commission, so it is a command of Christ. The question is, ano po ba talaga ang pinapagawa sa atin ni Kristo dito? Yun ang una nating tutunghayan. Now, if you are going to go to your English Bibles, we have several verbs in this particular passage. In your own po, dahil wala naman tayong interaction talaga dito, how many verbs can you count if you are going to check into the passage? Ilan po ba yung verbs na nariyan? If you can make a count. If you will notice, in the English Bible, we have around 4 verbs in the passage. Sana hindi 5 o 6. Ano po? Sana we're having the same kind of Bible here, the same translation. So I will say the verbs that I can see here in my Bible is the first word is go, okay, go, and then make, okay. Supposed to be dapat magkasama yan, make disciples, pero yung sa English lumalabas make yung verb, and then baptizing and teaching. And to many of us, the emphasis and even the main command is actually the go, kasi yun ang pinakauna at saka pinakamatiin ang dating sa atin. Now, going from English to the Greek, ang totoo po ng mga kapatid, there is only one command here, okay? There is only one command in the entire verse. Merong isang imperative verb lang sa entire verse na ito. Hindi po 4. Now, ang gagawin po natin ay subukan yung mamili alin sa 4 na word na yon ang pinaka-command sa original na lingwahe nito. Okay? Can you made your pick sa 4? Go, make, baptizing, and teaching. Okay? So, it should be easy for you to decide. Now, the command is it's not go. It's not make. Wala rin pong make na command sa Greek. Ang baptizing sa teaching, hindi rin siya command. Ang totoo pong command, I hope you're making a guess in your own mind, the command is disciple. Okay? It's not go, it's not make, not baptizing or teaching, it is disciple. Iisa lang po. Ginawa ni Kristo itong verse na ito na iisa lang talaga ang pinaka-command niya. Hindi niya ginulo tayo. Sometimes you make commands sa ating mga magulang, di ba yung mga magulang natin, we could make commands and then ang dami-dami natin pinapautos na yung bata nalilito ko, ano din unahin ko? Di ba ganyan? And sometimes sa ating church din, sa ating mga corporate world, gumagawa tayo ng mission statement, ang dami-daming para bang action word. Walang main, parang equally pantay lahat sila. But here, it was so beautiful that although there are other verbs, okay, there are other verbs in the passage, there is only one imperative verb in the passage, and it is disciple. Disciple, mga kapatid ko. Okay, ulitin ko, bakit hindi make disciple? Actually po, sa Greek, yung disciple, hindi siya noun. It is a verb. So you don't say make disciples, but you only say disciple. Okay? Disciple. Okay, so yan po yung pinaka-command ng disciple. It's not baptizing. We have read and understand the passage according to our own denominational agenda and biases. And like what I did before, many years in my life, I see baptizing as the Great Commission. As a student, I can remember this quite well. Perhaps you can still remember this. There was this popular preacher, Andrews, in his presentation, telling us in class that those who are going to heaven, all of them were actually literally baptized. And I can understand this minister out of that because he was really passionate into baptizing not only tens but hundreds of persons. And he was jumping from one place to the next because for him, the command was to baptize. And he even went way ahead and stated that all who will go to heaven are only those who are baptized. We tried to argue with his point and told him about the thief on the cross. Sabi namin sir, how about the thief on the cross? I don't think he was baptized, obviously. And he argued back and said, sabi niya sa amin na, you know that guy, the thief on the cross, was baptized to only slid back into sin. Okay, and so with that, we could not say any further, okay? Because we have made baptizing as the focus of the command, the churches go on a sort of a baptism rampage. They do lightning evangelism and immerse people and then move on to the next territory to find other people to immerse, okay? Churches have become more concerned in immersing people in water than making them disciples of Christ because they see baptism as the main mandate. We often criticize and use Constantine as an illustration on how the church in his time get to be big, but it also sacrificed its quality and get corrupted. Isa sa mga istoryang naalala kong narinig ko nung araw ay before going to battle, Constantine decided to have his soldiers cross a river, and then after crossing the river, he declared all of them as Christians. Okay, wow, that's the kind of evangelism he was doing because he was only concerned with, again, baptism. But right now, churches, all kinds of churches are falling into the same trap and into the same mistake that we are criticizing Constantine. We are not really learning from history, okay? We proselyted people. We are so conscious in introducing them to the church, its doctrine, discussing Jesus as one of the tactics along the way, okay? Then baptize them. As a result of that, the church is filled with people who have no real relationship with Christ and who only have a kind of nominal Christianity, okay? A tradition, Christianity that is traditional but never Christian by heart. So this is the tragedy of seeing baptism as the command and interpreting it for our own sectarian interest. Okay, so let me just once again summarize what I've covered up. The command really is only one thing, and that is disciple. Okay, it is not baptizing, it is not teaching, it's not going, it is to disciple. Now, how do we fulfill the command? Okay, let's once again emphasize on this, disciple. The command is disciple, not make disciple. There's no word make in Greek. It is only supplied by translators to make the reading quite good, mga kapatid ko. The disciple is not a noun, again, as I've said. It is an imperative verb. Now, why do we have to point this out and not just settle with make disciples? Parang okay naman na yun. Traditional na natin narinig, make disciples. Why do we have to argue with this? In the phrase make disciples, the emphasis is on the end product, the result, and not on the conduct or the action. Okay? For example, if I've tried my best to win people to Christ, like what we can say, maybe Noah was an example of that, okay? And after giving my best to win people to Christ, no one decided to give their lives to Christ. Then if the command is make disciples, I have failed because there is no product in my labor. Nakuha niyo pa ibig sabihin? Now, connecting also this make disciples with our emphasis on baptize, and once again, we have the wrong emphasis. Baptizing people, making disciples, ang tama nga itsura, no? It's saving converts in the faith. Now, but the command itself is disciple. The emphasis is not on the end result, but on the conduct of the believer. It defines my dealings with people. It defines my interaction with them. Okay? I do believe we can baptize a person into water without discipling them. You agree perhaps with that? And so even after baptizing so many individuals, if we did not do our task of discipling people, we still fail the Gospel Commission or the Great Commission. So our task, my dear friends, is to disciple. What does that mean? It means to lead people to Christ and help them grow in their relationship with Him. Okay? We do this through our conduct, words, and interactions with people. Okay? Whether the person would accept Christ is not something that is within our control. Okay? Even after doing our best to lead a person to Christ, the decision is still with the individual. It is between him and God. The truth is, we cannot really make disciples. Do not please misinterpret me here. What I'm saying is this: we cannot transform people. We cannot convert people. What we can do is only doing our part, lead them to Christ. But for them to make the decision, it's not for us to do. It is for the person to decide. And to help us on that, for the person on that, Ellen G. White also said this, It is the work of the Holy Spirit to convict the hearts of men. It is a very spiritual experience that we cannot really touch. Only the Holy Spirit can do that for the person.